In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been. Where the heart, with every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So today I'm going to be going over an case that I've worked on a while ago, and we're just going to straighten some things out. But first, all the ways to support me are down below. If you would be interested in any of the merchandise that I have, at least go take a look, see if you like it. It's a statement, and it helps support the channel. If not, no big deal, but it's there. Also, I'm an ambassador for Otter Spirit. If you love crystals, these come with a 2-year warranty. They also have necklaces, earrings, whatever your tastes are. There is a code in the description box for you to get 20% off. Also, my friend has started her own website, and you can get a code with Sleuth10. Also, the link is in the description box below as well. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get in. All the ways to reach me, if you would like to schedule, leave a tip, or whatever that may be, is in the link tree in the description box. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to be reading, okay? So I will try to read as slow as I can. If it is too fast for you, please just slow me down on YouTube. Okay? This is Orrin and Orson West. Classic and sincere. Okay? Before we begin, I want to share where 2025 carries a very different energy for cases I'm tapping into. This year is not just another cycle. It's a year where doors that were long closed are beginning to creak open. Buried truths, lost voices, and unresolved stories are stirring beneath the surface. And Spirit is calling for them to be heard, seen, and honored. You'll notice a pattern. I'm being drawn back to older cases, cold cases, forgotten cases, because the timing of truth is sacred. Some doors cannot open until the land, the souls, and the seekers are ready. 2025 is a year of sacred revelation, and I'm following the threads where Spirit leads, even if those threads stretch across years, decades, or lifetimes. When I tap into cases now, I'm not just reading them, I'm witnessing them. I'm helping build a bridge between the hidden and the revealed. between just silence and justice, between loss and restoration. Every case I touched in 2025 is a part of the Bat Bridge, a stone laid by hands unseen, but guided by something far greater. I ask you to hold space with me, for the souls who wait, for the truths ready to rise, and for the sacred justice that moves through all things in its perfect time. I ask you to hold space with me for the souls who wait, for the truths ready to rise, and for the sacred justice that moves through all things in its own perfect time. The torch is lit, the path is sacred, we walk forward together. Energy moves in cycles, just like the stars. I'm drawn back to old cases now, not by chance, by divine timing. The cosmos itself signals when it's time to revisit, review, and finally reveal what was once hidden. Truth doesn't always land clean and imperfect the first time. It comes in flashes, fragments, and waves, because some truths need time, courage, and spiritual alignment to fully emerge. What wasn't clear before is sharpening now, not because the past changed, but because I have. Astrology serves as a cosmic map, marking windows when clarity breaks through confusion. Right now, these doors are wide open. For those who scoff, saying, oh, now it's different, understand this: growth isn't a contradiction, it's an evolution. Seeing deeper over time isn't a mistake. It's a mark of path walked with humility, power, and relentless commitment to truth. I don't chase validation, I follow the thread Spirit hands me. And when the stars align to open old doors, I walk through torch in hand. In conclusion, I'm not here to fit into the timeline that makes others comfortable. I'm here to follow the thread Spirit weaves, and when divine timing calls, I answer. The stars have shifted, the tides have turned, and what was once buried is rising, not because the past has changed, but because I've evolved enough to see it clearly. Growth sharpens vision, spirit deepens understanding. If the storybook looks different now, it's because now the truth has room to breathe. This isn't backtracking, this is becoming. Before we begin, I take a moment to explain how these readings work. And basically, this is very straightforward, but the readings from before, I want to kind of explain because sometimes they were all over the place. And so I want to describe that because I am learning myself why that is. Because what I'm tuning into isn't always linear or literal. The past, present, and potential futures are woven together in a web of energy, emotion, and spirit. What comes through may be symbolic, metaphoric, or fragmented, like shreds of glass caught in a storm. Each piece reflects light, holds meaning, and connects to something larger. I may receive information as feelings, visuals, phrases, timelines, or locations, and sometimes it arrives out of order. Think of it as picking up pieces of puzzle scattered across time. Some are clear, some are blurred, and some may make sense when another piece falls into place. Sometimes days, weeks, or even months later. You might notice themes, echoes, or details connecting across different readings. That's no accident. Energy threads through everything. These are interwoven timelines, where one insight may light up another, and hidden truths begin to reveal themselves when we follow the path and with patience and trust. Sometimes readings come through like seeing through shattered glass in a thunderstorm. I'm still seeing, but the picture can be warped by fear, deception, and spiritual noise, especially in cases involving trauma, lies, such as Caleb, or emotional manipulation. What comes through may reflect not what only happened, in this case had a lot of lies too, but what people believe happened, what they're hiding, or what they're projecting. I trust what I receive in the moment, and I allow it to clarify with time. Truth doesn't always arrive fully formed. Sometimes it arrives in fragments, and we put the pieces together as the storm clears. I ask you to keep your heart open, your mind flexible. What doesn't make sense now may unfold in divine timing, and that's with all my readings. My job is to hold space, listen deeply, and deliver what comes through with honesty and care. Spirit of truth, I call upon you now. Guide my words, steady my heart, and sharpen my sight. Let no falsehood cloud what must be revealed. I open this space, reverence for the missing, the silenced, and the forgotten. May the energies, and I got the chills, may the energies align for clarity, for justice, and for sacred unveiling. I am not here to judge, only to witness and serve. Let the echoes of the lost reach me now, and may the path of truth be lit with grace. Orin, Norse, and West, or Classic and Sincere, had a lot of foggy energy around the case. I was very hard to tap into, and what I continued to get was bits and pieces of the truth and what I just spoke about. Some symbolic, some not literal, some of the land in other cases, but as I hone in the energy now and recheck many things, I see what matches with the astrology. I'm able to get a much clearer picture of what happened to them and the storyline. I did not watch the trial. I do not know what was said. This is only based on spiritual impression / astrology validation. I'm here to be their voice, so no matter the outcome, their story is told and they are not forgotten in a clearer manner. Viewer discretion is advised. These boys were placed in a situation where their so-called parents didn't care about them. The adopted parents, the foster parents, whatever they were. They were paychecked. It's as simple as that. They neglected them and abused them severely. I see them in a room most of the time. T is very cold and distant. I don't know if it was part of who he was as a kid or how he was raised, but he was not kind and compassionate. They were a problem, but yet a paycheck. They were starved, and again, I see them in a room a lot, so maybe locked in or left in a bedroom. They weren't fed properly, they weren't taken care of properly, and they were abused. I see T coming in with a belt, and J sat by and watched it happen, complacent in it all. I guess I don't need to say everyone is innocent until proven guilty, because they were proven guilty, so... Anyways, I like to say that she was more scared, but no. She was aligned with the same energy that he carried. Poor boys clung to one another, grew closer, and the oldest, Warren, often protected his brother. I don't know what exactly they did wrong this day, but nothing. Maybe nothing. T was cold and calculating and brutal much of the time, and the cries for help were lost in the system. The obvious abuse was ignored, from broken bones to bruises, all explained away by the clumsiness of the boys. But that's not the truth. They had nightly, if not daily, abuse in some way, be it physical, emotional, or just pure neglect. I see them being in a cold shower for no reason. The oldest stands there with no clothes on as he shivers, and T stands in the doorway watching, cold, calculating. He fantasized about what he would do to them in his evil mind. They were a problem, but they needed the money. This was not for any other reason than that. Not because they were loved. The boys never felt love. Once upon a time, when their bio mom was okay, she showed them love. She tried through her addictions, but they had a hard life. They don't blame their mom. They understand what put her on that path, and that was something unfortunately karmic. It feels like it's dark, and T comes into the room. There's a sense of fear from the boys. As they cling to one another, T grabs Oren from the arms, by the arm, and again begins wailing on him. Crushed emotionally and physically, Oren was no longer alive. Orson wasn't the silent witness in the corner, the one who suffered the fate because of what he saw. Orson was unalived in the same manner of his brother, but I get much more suffocation. Many broken bones, much trauma, a loss of control, a karmic moment that was set in motion long before they were born. As hard as it is to understand, they came here together, both souls, to protect one another, to love one another the way that brothers can. T then went and got one of the bags, feels like an army bag, duffel bag with a zipper, crushed their bodies inside, making them fit, put them in a vehicle, and drove them to a place he knows. I don't know if they were put anywhere other than this at some time, but this is where they ended up. A place where there's a lot of dust, dirt, and oil fields. A place that is desolate and alone. A place I've had glimpses of in visions, oil rigs, a culvert under the road. Dust and dirt I'm mistaken for desert and Cal City in the very beginning because it's so similar feeling and looking. After a curve, he pulls off the dirt road to the left. I can hear the buzzing of the electrical towers. They were so loud, so very close by. This is desolate, maybe oil rig skeletons. The ground may shift and change over time. And I see them pull off. See him pull off and shove the bag into the culvert. They are buried with time. No one goes there. No one knows. No one is seen. He knew the area and probably, in some way, probably through one of his many jobs. The most likely location, according to my visions and aligning with the astrology, is there's also water nearby, some sort of runoff, and maybe a river that may dry out at times or goes up and down. And I think that's the Kern River. I'll get into that in a minute. In my very, very first readings, I kept getting a culvert. Every time I would drive past one, I would think of the boys and want to get down and look in it. That is what a hit is. Then I was reminded of how I felt to drive this loop in this area when I lived near the area. Again, a hit. I've worked on zoning and on this location, and it's worth a look. They can be found if it's searched really well. We have to remember it's been years. There may be debris and other things that cloud them from view. Boys showed me the best they could before, but now it's time. This is a specific enough. It should be warranted. In my opinion, because I keep being pulled to a very specific pull out, China Gray Loop in Bakersfield, you're driving northbound and the road makes a gentle left-hand curve. Just after Chester Avenue Bridge on your left, you'll see a sandy service track that drops off the levee into the old Kern River oil field. There's a couple of idle pumps, jacks, and two big latest transmission towers that are buzzing. Those are big ones, marking the spot. I have 3 validation tools that stack right on this spot, including my feelings. That exact culvert under the levee right beside the north bank of the Kern River. That's where I believe he put Orrin and Orson West, and that's where search teams need to focus cadaver dogs and ground penetrating radar. West, north of Bakersfield, laid along raised flood levee culvert strip off a China Gray Loop within 0.05 of the riverbank. Coordinates will be in the description box, but don't go trying to mess around in a crime scene. Raised man-made ground that's public adjacent yet still overlooked. Think flood control berm, service road, or levee crown. Environment, loop, levee road parallel to the canal. Okay, the environment, and I'll show you guys a picture of a highlighted area, okay, and then I'll put the coordinate. There's coordinates on this picture, but it's for investigative purposes only. You need to call in tips and not just go searching on your own. But they need to be found, so I want to put it out there. And I'll put again the hot zone. The environment is dry, sandy, and dusty, industrial with low public traffic, and that's why in the very beginning of my readings, I felt like they were in Cal City because it felt like a desert, which it does feel like that out there in some areas. I submitted this exact tip with the image to the sheriff's department. My duty is done. The boys deserved a voice, and the voice to be laid to reset normally. They are okay. They hold hands on the other side. They don't place blame for the situation they were put in. They realize it was supposed to be that way. Now, they had one another, and in the end, that's what they had. One sacrificed for the other. They were always close. They always held one another until the end. They crossed together in the light. They were not alone as the evil monster wanted them to be when he snuffed their life. They had one another. They had love. They were surrounded by light. I can see them now holding hands, walking away into the light. They are saying, "Thank you. Regardless of what happens from now, this is their truth. This is their story. They were not loved in this life, but they are loved in the afterlife. They were not honored in the way that they should have been here, but they are honored there. When I tell you this was brutal, it was. But the boys were not in their bodies. The soul left prior. There is a birthday cake they're showing me, maybe a birthday coming up or passed recently, some sort of celebration. They blow kisses to Mom and know and understand her struggles now. There's no blame or guilt there. The system needs to change. Things need to be taken seriously. When the warning signs are there, they should have acted. They should have been removed. They were placed in the home of monsters. I also don't know if T drank, but I smell alcohol, and I think that might have came in previous readings. I felt like he could really get mean when he drank, and that's part of the issue. I want to say that came in before. I want to say all of these things came in the reading before. I have been getting bits and pieces all along. We just need to focus, hone, and allow divine timing to take its place. The boys smile, laugh, and know they are happy on the other side. They know and understand the reasons this was karmic. Maybe to change something in the system, maybe to shine a light on a shadow. But regardless, they know others need peace. To find their remains will bring closure. It will be close to this earth. It will be a close to this earthly chapter. It's part of my karma and path as a light worker and a shadow walker to bring light to these cases. And in my chart, I specifically have a thing for children and trying to help them. So to try my best to bring truth where there isn't always. I need to summarize this case, to give their story, and to give a location. I hope that it's listened to. Two beautiful souls who graced this world, but were much too good for it. They will always be remembered by the lives they touched, even for a short period of time. I honor them for the beautiful souls that they are. I get one of them liked to color a lot when he was allowed, I should say. This could have been before they entered the devil's den. Justice is served in this case, but I pray that they can still be recovered so that the narcissist doesn't have the power over them anymore. That is why he has not given up location, power, control, knowing something no one else does. That's how he is. He portrays as someone else, but he's a monster on the DL. Cunning, cruel, and calculating and cold. There was no emotion to this at all when it was over. They were nothing to him. Jay was a co-conspirator. She allowed it to take place. She even seemed to like it. She's not afraid of him. She's the female counterpart of him. The boys, for the time they were with their mom, were much happier, even with the struggles. It was nothing like this. But they were failed by the system and by those who by those who were supposed to protect them. They're close now as ever, skipping, holding hands in a field, forever loved on the other side and wrapped in light. With this reading, I release what has been seen and spoken. May it move with purpose toward justice, peace, and remembrance. I return what is not mine to hold, and I bless the souls entangled in this mystery. May the missing be found, the hidden be seen, and the truth rise unshaken. May those who grieve, chills, be comforted, and those who know be stirred to speak. Let no shadow hide what Spirit has revealed. I seal this space in sacred protection for the living, the lost, and the light that connects them. Guided by light, bound to truth, may truth echo where silence once stood. So it is, and so it shall be. So I'm starting with opening prayers and closing prayers for the souls of the missing, because that's what we're here for. Spread light on the truth and honor those that are missing and cases that have not been solved. So thank you for going on this path with me. I appreciate you, and please like and subscribe, and if you feel like it, share it. But before I go, I guess I need to add this. This is the location. North Levy River for investigative preference only. Service track, left-hand curve, China grade loop, transmission towers. If you want to write that down real quick, I'm going to put that in the description box anyways. Okay? Looking for a culvert type thing under the road. Feel like they were stuffed into a, one of those round things. Always have gotten that. So, I appreciate you, and I will see you next time soon. Actually, I got a lot more to record tonight. So